Welcome to Late Nights with OTDL, where we talk about the things you don't.
You won't. But
Because you value your career.
because you value your career. Oh, we don't, so that's why we do this.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's a late Sunday night. Early Sunday morning, I guess you could say. It's 1:36 in the morning.
Early Sunday morning. It's
bro.
1:36
I went to
in the
sleep at
morning.
like 6 and didn't wake up until like 12 something.
Okay. First topic of the day. I watched this TikTok just now, and there's this dude screaming and yelling, and I had to read the caption to figure out what it's about. Well, apparently his girlfriend wanted to start an OnlyFans and strip on OnlyFans and not have the discussion with him.
Ooh. Here's the only thing that I could see that wouldn't be wrong with that, and that's if she wouldn't show on her face. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not
And then
that.
it's like, who the fuck is that?
Listen. I am not against anything like that. People are going to do what they're going to do. People are going to do what they want to do. So, my thing about it is if you're with somebody...
Like how we didn't introduce ourselves and stuff.
I know. We expect...
I'm at 30, by the way.
Are.
I'm at 30.
Okay,
Click on OTDL, you'll find all of us. He dead caveman.
The dead caveman now. I like it. But...
Bro, I was sitting there thinking like a fucking stupid fucking title popped in my head.
What?
This podcast is gonna be called Caveman Starting an OnlyFans.
God, no.
Oh, and the thumbnail will be like your face cropped onto some like thirst trap.
Please no. Please no.
I'm just kidding.
But you know, if you want to start something like that, and you have a significant other, talk to them first.
I mean, it's like a whole respect thing, dog.
Yeah,
you gotta have that talk with them
first. Like,
you gotta have that talk with them. There's no way around not having that talk with them.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if that's your dream to show your ass on OnlyFans. Go for it. All power to you. But have that conversation first. Now, the other side.
I don't think that could be like a dream job. I think it's just like dream money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, the other side of the coin. So, if you have one already, you should probably disclose to the person that you're trying to be with that you have one, that you make that content. You should probably disclose that to them. You know.
Like your OnlyFans subscribers think this is gonna be another like picture of you, and it's gonna be like your significant other naked as fuck, hairy ass balls just flopping in the wind. I gotta be careful what I'm saying. I ain't wearing socks.
Same, dog. Chill. Not even. But it comes back to a respect thing, you know. Not wearing my daily black hat today, if you noticed. It's strange.
I ain't wearing. Never mind. I almost said some fucked up shit, dog. I ain't gonna say it.
What the fuck?
Like I said, we don't value our careers, so that's good.
So,
damn.
Since we're on the topic of OnlyFans, when they're a big like a big fucking, not scoundrel, but when they're a big like uproar about OnlyFans, like gonna shut down its porn content.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then it's like, how much money will we lose? All of it.
Yeah, all of it. I don't think it was like the whole I think it was like just like naked shit, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they want to go to like
wholesome content.
Not wholesome content, but like, let's see, how can I put this? Like, you showing your shit off, but like not naked. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Maybe some like, you know, like a deep V-neck or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
A deep V-neck.
Like, you showing some shit? Maybe you in like a fucking like lingerie or some shit, but like not full blown fucking in your birthday suit.
I got you.
But I mean, I don't know
I
this shit
got you.
because I don't keep up OnlyFans. What could you keep up OnlyFans for?
Listen,
Bro, I
people are
dropped that
gonna
lid
make
4
money how
times.
people are gonna make money how people want to make money.
I don't think
It's plain
OnlyFans can
and
be a dream
simple.
though. I think it's just like dream money, not dream job. Because I mean, who wants to get online as their dream and just post themselves naked? You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no sense.
It don't, but people do weirder things, dog. People do weird things.
I do suppose so.
I love
I don't
how
know
I
if you
have
could
my
tell, but like I can't hardly get my eyes to open, dog. Like I slept way too long.
like I have my phone propped up with the flashlight like on my face.
I saw you turn your flashlight on. Got a fucking ring light over there. I'm about to do that infinity trend. It's just over the head.
What the fuck, dog? Why? Why?
Listen, bro, there's some stupid ass trends on TikTok. I can tell you that. Also, TikTok been bugging, bro. I have like 4,000 some followers, bro, and if I post anytime before 5, nothing. I posted before 5. I mean after 5. Today, and here's how much my shit got. Keep in mind, I posted like 10:30 a.m. and my shit didn't get shit. It had like one view in like 30 minutes. And like I said, 4,801 followers. Posted after 5, it's just got 6,043.
The fucking struggle, dog.
If you have an OnlyFans and you get with somebody, I feel like you should not post on it as much, as if all.
Well, it's not that. You should tell them about it. You should
Yeah, you
kind of
definitely should tell
relay
them about
that.
it. I don't think you could get around telling them about that because, like, you gonna explain it. And your man walks in the bathroom and you standing there in nothing but your birthday suit, the camera. You know what I'm saying? Up on a tripod with a ring light and shit. I just feel like that'd be a difficult conversation to have after like being together like 7 months. But uh, I feel like you definitely should tell them about it. I don't think there's any way around not telling them about it. I feel like if you want to start OnlyFans, bro, you gotta. You ever saw that dude, the Dylan Shane or whatever? He licks that cup. Well,
Oh yeah, I have.
25 days of ho ho hos. He's a hoe.
All right, I believe that.
But
I
yeah, bro. I
believe that
mean,
really
I don't
that
know,
really
bro.
covers what.
You just getting into a whole new conversation. If you like, listen, if you're a dude out there and your significant other wants to start an OnlyFans, I'm gonna say goodbye.
Literally, I'll tell you how serious I'm getting. I've got a fucking
Go on Christian Mingle,
clipboard.
dog.
I have a clipboard with fucking topics and a red pen to mark out what we've done. That's how serious
Come
I'm
on
getting.
Christian Mingle, dog. The only type of OnlyFans they have is where they post church sermons every fucking Sunday.
Could you imagine getting on OnlyFans, look up church sermons?
That'd be like fucking.
It's just a bunch of naked people in the pews. Just
It's all different type of role play shit, dog, going on in there.
pay $19.99 just to get in there and see a bunch of naked old people worshiping God.
It pretty much is going on. What's going on in that church is the same shit was going on in your church. And that pastor walked in screaming about how he was caught somebody out there sucking dick in the back of his church.
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
You blew that cloud, dog. You disappeared for like 5 seconds.
Dog, I almost choked up because you made me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go on Christian. I'd recommend going on Christian Mingle. I doubt anybody that you meet from Christian Mingle, unless they're Satan in disguise, has an OnlyFans.
I don't know, dog. I don't know. I feel like there's a bunch of Christian people out there with OnlyFans.
I don't know, dog. I don't know. I don't get the whole point of that, bro. Like, the OnlyFans, bro, it's weird because like, somebody's gonna be that weirdo that's gonna like get on your shit, pay $19.99. He's gonna screenshot that shit, blast it all over Reddit, Tumblr, Twitter.
Yeah, just leak your shit everywhere.
He's just gonna leak your shit. So I mean, what's the point of really starting one?
I mean, at that point, if it like,
Imagine getting what
like,
you. Imagine your
what happened to
girlfriend like
everybody
starts
just
an
like,
OnlyFans, bro. You have to pay $20 to see her naked. It's your girlfriend. I'm gonna say goodbye. I just wouldn't
I'm
do it.
out.
That's
I'm dipping, dog.
Listen, there's about 7 billion people on this planet, dog. I'm sure you can find another one.
Listen, I remember
Like
the good old
OnlyFans is
days
like
when
the
everybody was
downfall of like
paying for.
most relationships nowadays. To be honest with you, it definitely
No,
is.
no. OnlyFans is the downfall of the Pornhub Premium. That's what happened. Nobody wants to pay for Pornhub Premium no more.
Ah, it's rough, dog. I'm losing faith in society as the days go by.
Same, really, same. I mean, you know it's gonna be fucked up topics today because we're not drinking coffee again.
Drinking Monster and I'm drinking Southern Sweet Tea from Lipton. Sponsor me. Just kidding.
I literally put that can on my laptop. No. I'm asking.
Yeah, I feel like that shit's like the downfall of most relationships. So, I mean, pretty much anybody you gonna get with now, if like we wasn't with them like before OnlyFans, they probably gonna have an OnlyFans, dog. Like for sure.
Probably, and if not, they're
Okay,
probably gonna ask
let me ask you the question, Cody. What would you do if your wife came up to you and was like, "Let's start an OnlyFans"? What would you do?
Probably say no, to be honest, because I
Exactly.
don't want my sex life blasted out there on the fucking interweb.
Exactly. You think that dude wanted his fucking sex life to be blasted on the internet? Nope.
I mean, by the argument that they had, it's already got blasted. Well, or she has one. I mean,
damn. Might have got blasted in different ways than one. Yeah, bro. That's just not something that I'd allow. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, no hate.
Yeah, I got too much pride.
No hate to people that do.
No, fuck yourself. Bing bong. I'm just kidding.
No hate to people that do. Make money how you want to make money. Support your local whorehouse, everybody.
No, I was just kidding, by the way. But in all seriousness, I mean, like, you gotta have that conversation with your significant other, and if they okay with it, I mean, be sure they okay with it, because most of the time, just be like, no, I don't care, and then inside they're like, oh god.
Yeah, it's like, why? It's like, yeah, I don't care, but the voice in the back of their mind's going, oh god, no.
And they the one having to take the pictures of their ones, and they behind the camera like, oh. Just taking a picture. Oh yeah, make sure they all right with it. If they really, really, really all right with it. Here's how you get around it. You ready? Here's how you get around it. Your girlfriend comes up to you, says she wants to start an OnlyFans, right? And you say you're okay with it. That's why you start yourself, my boy. That's the way to get around it. And if she gets offended, then you get offended. You feel me? But yeah, I mean that's my take on the OnlyFans shit. Next topic. What's the next topic?
Let's do historical events.
I'll let you start. I don't really know what you mean by that. I'm just gonna follow you.
I mean, I don't know. Like, let's talk about it. Like the shit we learned in grade school.
Okay.
Like in high school with our.
You mean the shit we didn't need?
No, not even the shit they didn't tell us.
Oh, okay. The shit they didn't tell. Okay, I get what you're going with it now.
Like, I'm pretty sure that the feud that the Hatfield and McCoys had, Like, cause like they talked about it, like, oh, these two families like killed or were at war with each other.
And that's pretty much
Started
all
over
it
a fucking pig. I'm pretty sure it started over
I
a
am
fucking
19
pig.
years old, and I didn't even know that. 19 years old, didn't know that.
Let's look it up.
Well, I got you. I got you. Hey Siri, what did the Hatfields and McCoy's feud start over?
Okay, I found this on the web. For what is the Hatfield? It's over. Get out.
Dispute over the owner of
What are
two
the
Razorback
Hatfields
hogs.
and McCoy's feud over? You fucked
I've
me
already
up,
got
dog.
I already got it, dog.
Hatfields and McCoy's, I said.
I've got it. The
You
feud
was
started
talking in
over
my ear and I couldn't
ownership.
focus.
It started over a dispute over two Razorback
What?
hogs.
Why the fuck would you go at war with each other for a fucking pig, bro? I got
Well,
pig feet in
later
there I
it
ate earlier.
escalated with a Hatfield's interest in Rose and a McCoy. So it started over the pig, over the hogs, and then escalated because a Hatfield wanted a McCoy's daughter.
Fucked up Romeo and Juliet shit. Hillbilly Romeo and Juliet. That's what you got going on.
They made a Pumpkinhead movie off of the fucking Hatfield and McCoy feud.
Bro, I used to be so scared of like the Headless Horseman.
I think it's an Eastern Kentucky tradition that all children must watch Pumpkinhead at one point in their life.
For sure. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't never watched Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, God damn it. You gotta watch Pumpkinhead. You gotta watch the first one, though. You gotta watch Lance Hendrickson. I can't even say his name.
How much of a god he is. I'm just kidding.
The motherfucker's ancient, okay? He looks old as dirt.
They definitely didn't tell us that it started over a fucking pig. For sure didn't. It's wild.
And like, everybody's like, the Civil War was about slavery. But that was part of it. But I'm pretty sure it's because the Union wanted the Confederacy to break away from England, and the Confederacy didn't like that, so the Confederacy succeeded away from the Union. And that's what started the whole thing.
They just wanted to go back home.
They wanted to go back home. They want to deal with them guys up there.
Pretty sure I read a thing like a while ago, so I don't know the whole facts about this. But they said if the Confederacy had played guerrilla warfare, like if they did guerrilla warfare, they would probably won. It's wild. Still crazy to think that Vietnam clapped our cheeks.
For sure. I mean, you got these motherfuckers in the jungle of Vietnam that know it like the back of their hand. You got some fucking Billy Bob redneck from Alabama going in there with a fucking M16 thinking he's the fucking shit walking. And he gets his fucking shit clapped up by some fucking punji sticks covered in shit.
You imagine, dog, after you've been through like a shit storm in your life, you just walking through the jungles of fucking Vietnam and you fall and get motherfucking E. coli from some punji sticks covered in human feces. Shit's wild, bro. Shit's wild.
Fall into a pit with a fucking tiger that ain't ate in 2 days.
Be like, goddamn, come on, man. Imagine if like a Vietnam soldier forgot or they put that shit and they stepped in and fell.
I mean, I'm sure it happened.
For sure. They had like underground tunnels, bro. Listen, I'm too claustrophobic for that bullshit. Not a chance.
And like, they'd send American troops into those fucking tunnels to like flush them out.
It's crazy, bro.
Ain't no goddamn way.
Bro,
Ain't
it
no
comes to some shit like
goddamn
that,
way.
bro. Fuck my country. Fuck is you talking about? I'm going back home. Send me back to Ireland. I don't give a fuck. I won't even go back to the U.S. I ain't crawling underground.
So that is an order. You get in that tunnel, sir. I had better things to do.
So you say I would, but the way my
I
bank
want
account is
to
set up, I got a
live.
checking and a savings.
I want to live.
How about you crawl your big ass in that motherfucking tunnel?
Because they fill them with like poisonous snakes and shit.
Booby trapped the fuck up out of them, dog. Vietnam hockey was smart about that shit, for real.
I mean, come on, man. Ain't no goddamn way.
You think America's still salty about that?
Tunnels.
They still salty about
You
getting slapped.
fucking know we are.
They're like, they're just going to nuke them off the planet one of these days, just because they're going to like get flashbacks about it.
If you go to Vietnam and play "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen, they'll never find you. They'll never find you.
Like I said, they're gonna like America's just gonna wake up feeling bad one of these days. They're just gonna nuke Vietnam off the planet. Fuck it.
We can't.
We
can't. Because we have the mutually assured destruction thing. Okay? We can't fire nuclear weapons.
They're just gonna drop an atomic bomb on them like they did fucking Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
We told them. It's like, hey, give it up, or we're gonna fucking drop the sun on your ass.
No, they dropped that fucking shit on Pearl Harbor. Thought America was just gonna take it. Next thing you know, 2 of their cities disappeared. Motherfucker Shadows is getting burned into steps.
It's like we bombed one of your what was it?
Harbors.
What was Pearl Harbor? Like I actually
It was like a what the fuck? Hey Siri. What was Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor is an American lagoon harbor on the island of Oahu, Hawaii, west of Hawaii. You want me to keep reading?
No. No! We know what it is now!
It has been long visited by the naval fleet of the United States, before it was acquired from the Hawaiian Kingdom by the U.S. with the signing of the Reciprocity Treaty of 1875. Much of the harbor and surrounding lands are now a United States Navy deepwater naval base. It is also the headquarters of the United States Pacific Fleet.
So it was a naval base.
So they bombed our naval base. One of our naval bases.
Naval bases.
Stop talking, you fucking bitch. So they bombed one of our naval bases. So what do? We dropped the fucking sun on them twice.
Like I said, motherfucker Shadows getting burnt into steps. Motherfucker McCain was just standing over there. Next thing you know, his Shadows engraved in the stone behind him for fucking 400 years.
It's like, what do you do at that point? Because, I mean, at that point,
let me tell you how to compare that. Okay, here's how you compare, like, Pearl Harbor versus Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay, say you have a younger sibling, right? And, you have a bracelet, and he comes up and he grabs that shit and snaps it.
Oh, God.
So you grab that motherfucker and you throw him off the balcony. That's how you compare that. That's how you compare it, dog.
God damn. Dog, my nose is on fire now.
That's how it's compared. They fucked up our naval base. I said that right, naval base, yeah. And so we just fucking destroyed 2 of their goddamn cities. Wiped it off the earth.
Just left nothing but just craters.
Some burnt shadows.
Like, the shit had to happen so fast. Like, you don't feel nothing. You're just there,
it's like a bright light, you're like, and then you're in afterlife.
It's just a bright light, and it's just like, huh? Nothing.
So I'm just glad I wasn't alive during those times. Same with like motherfucking Vietnam, bro. Everybody got drafted.
Got drafted.
I'm the youngest. I wouldn't have got drafted. Austin's the middle.
Oh God. Oh God.
They wouldn't. I don't think it'd matter back Vietnam and shit. Motherfuckers would have drafted my dumb ass. I'd have been out there falling on them fucking punji sticks. No, because I'd see Trevor in front of me. I'd see Trevor in front of me disappear after I know for a fact he was just walking there, and I'd be feeling softly on the ground. Which step I took.
Just like, what the fuck?
All the commander would see is just me walking past him in the opposite direction. He's like, "What are you talking about?" Because Trevor just fucking disappeared. Not know where he went.
Trevor, gone, my guy. I got better things to do today.
He was in front of me 1 minute. I heard a loud growl. He's not there. I don't hear anything. I'm leaving. Like a tiger got him. He must not ate in like 2 days.
Listen. So, I studied so much about nuclear bombs. I'm waiting on the FBI.
I was watching some videos about like Cold War and shit. And like
they were ready, dog. They were ready.
It was like, no, you ain't. Hiroshima and me.
Yeah, it did.
Sure.
Yeah. World War II, dog, was in the 40s.
Was it? It was, wasn't it? Okay. To make sure. Hey Siri.
I'm looking it up already.
Was World War II or Cold War first?
World War II was first.
Okay.
And then between
I found this on the web for was World War II or Cold War. Check it out.
It says cold conflict national World War II.
Between 1946 and 1991, the United States and the Soviet Union and their allies were locked in a long, tense conflict known as the Cold War. So literally, World War II ended in 1945. Cold War started the next year.
I was like, man, we just can't catch a break.
Like America was out just fucking flopping its big dick on everyone's table.
Because it blew motherfucking Hiroshima and Nagasaki off the map, and then Russia was like, we got some shit on you. That would destroy the earth.
Like, Russia dropped the Tsar Bomba, which is like the largest nuclear device ever detonated on the planet.
Yeah, I don't think we should fuck with Russia. They're on a different level.
They don't give a fuck. Russia's built different, dog.
They're out there wrestling bears and dropping more bombas or whatever the fuck you just said.
Tsar Bomba.
It just sounds like some shit you don't want to be dropped on you. They drop that shit at?
In the middle of the fucking ocean.
Imagine there's this one little fisherman out on his little boat, and all he sees is a big fucking shadow coming at him.
Just fucking.
He's like, I don't look like a bluegill.
Huh? Well, that's just strange.
Next thing you know, bam, it's done.
Gone.
It's like he never existed.
Dog, listen. I don't ever want to see a nuclear bomb go off. I don't.
But if you do see it go off, I'd say there would be nothing you could do anyway, so.
No. It'd be horrible. What the fuck are you doing?
Drop the screw out of my mic.
Oh God! I just see him bending over. It's like he's sucking his own dick. What the fuck's he doing?
It's not big enough.
Oh God! Listen, I had to go get my fucking disposable because this fucking mech is just clouding this goddamn room up.
How big this motherfucking screw is, and tell me how I can't find it.
It's because you suck. Oh God!
It's just whack.
So good.
What flavor is that? It's like
It's neon rain.
Oh.
He's
yeah,
talking
bro, I
Purple Rain.
Prince in this motherfucker.
I mean, look at it.
Oh, that's the next topic. We talked about historical events.
Hang on, there's a couple more. I mean, only Russia's like the only place I know that would have a reactor meltdown, and you still can't inhabit that fucking place today.
Facts. You wouldn't actually getting cancer in like at least 30 years.
Like they said,
They're like digging
somebody
up
in
the
there.
soil and shit, and like fucking putting it like deep underground under concrete and shit.
Dog, there's a fucking chunk of just metal in the bottom of the goddamn reactor, in the basement of the fucking reactor, called the elephant's foot.
Goddamn.
And it's like the most radioactive thing on the planet.
It's that fucking piece of metal.
I'm pretty sure like they were talking about how like if you went into the basement, you could just see it glowing because it was still hot after it happened.
Goddamn.
Like it literally like ate through the concrete floor.
Just fucking just soaked through it.
Just fucking melted through it. How the fuck you make something like how the fuck?
Does some shit like that happen? Shout out Chernobyl, man.
Don't involve Chernobyl and shout in the same fucking sentence because it did shout and a lot of people died.
He said it did shout and a lot of people died. Yeah, man, it's just crazy though. Speaking of historical events, I think Abraham Lincoln, like his whole shit, I don't think it was even like for like freeing slaves. I think it was like more of like I forgot what they said. His main goal wasn't to free slaves or some shit is what I'm getting at. I read that somewhere.
No
It's been a minute.
I have no idea.
It's been a minute since I read that, but it was something like that. Anyway, moving on. We'll get into some touchy shit.
Deep.
We ain't gonna get into some touchy shit. And we ain't getting no punji sticks.
What about this fucking tornado, dog?
It's fucking crazy. And Austin's
What about
dumbass
that?
loads up, goes to Louisville towards it.
What about that? I mean, it started, I think, somewhere up in
Wow.
like around St. Louis, and then came
It was,
down
through all the Midwest over to Kentucky. Killed like I think it said like 50 was dead or some shit like throughout all of it.
I think they said at least 70. Hang on,
Yeah, it might be up now.
I read something about it, and it was like it carved like over like 250 miles.
Damn.
Like
Shit, you seen Wizard of Oz?
Like wind speeds up to like 304 miles per hour.
God damn. You just step outside and get fucking whipped to fucking like Louisville in like 30 seconds.
You don't even fucking get that because it's like your house is already gone.
I'm saying, imagine you live in like a full brick building. You're like, oh, it's a nice day. You've been asleep like for like 17 hours. You don't know what's going on. You step outside, you look up. Next thing you know, you're like fucking like 400 miles away from your house, and you just now stepped outside. You're like, what the fuck?
Listen, dog. In Moore, Oklahoma, they had an F5.
God damn.
In 2013, in Moore, Oklahoma, they had an F5. When it, like, at the ground level, it was over a mile wide.
Jesus.
Like, they said you could fit Grand Central Park inside of this tornado. It was like
a lot of people died.
It was ripping the foundations of houses up.
Jesus Christ.
Like it was picking up whole houses and just setting them somewhere else.
It's like I don't remember living in this neighborhood.
Like they were talking and like someone was breaking down like tornadoes are strange as they can throw something for miles or they can pick it up, move it, set it down.
They're bipolar, pretty much, is what you're saying. They're going to destroy you, or they're just going to relocate you.
Yeah, basically. Like,
it's wild though, bro. I'm just glad we live in the part where there's like too many mountains for the shit to get in.
bro, I wouldn't, because at this point,
get in these mountains and it'll tear everything in them up,
it's
including
the
the mountains.
it's the middle of fucking December, dog.
Motherfucking tornadoes reeking through. It ain't even snow. We had it snow once. It's just tornadoes ripping through now. What the fuck's going on, bro? It was snowing by this point last year. It snowed quite a bit by this point last year. It snowed once.
But let's get a little serious.
Maybe
here.
global warming is a thing. Who knows?
Let's get a little serious here. All the people in Western Kentucky, and and anywhere that was affected by the tornado, our hearts go out to you.
Sure.
We are horrified by what has happened here in the last couple of days, and
Scary,
our hearts,
it really is.
they go out to you. They do. We hope that you find your loved ones and that they're okay. But yeah, our hearts definitely go out to you.
Shit is crazy though. In Mayfield and London and pretty much all of Western Kentucky. We're fortunate enough to be in the green.
We did though. We got the outside swath of it, like the outer part of the storm.
Yeah. We're supposed to get like winds up to like 60. That's not a lot though.
I didn't think we got that.
Oh, you remember last year when that fucking humongous storm came and like everybody's powered out for like a week? No, you remember because you came down and picked up Austin that one day.
Dog, I was at work that night, and like in this hospital, there's like at least 1.5 inch thick glass. I mean, like there's like 2 1.5 inch thick panes of glass that separate us
like
from
4.
the outside. And it's like we could watch the window just warp and bow in from the pressure.
It was crazy, bro. I was sitting on the porch and I was drinking a Budweiser, dog, because the power went out. What the fuck else was I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? The fuck else was I gonna do? You hear this big loud cracking sound, bro. You look up on the hill and there's a fucking tree falling towards where Gar's house used to be. It was bad.
Yeah, weather. Middle of fucking December, though, dog.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy. Yeah, I hope everybody in Western Kentucky's alright, for sure.
Famous killers. So let's get on a brighter topic.
I don't think that's a broader topic, dog.
Brighter than fucking tornado tearing off half of the fucking country.
Country, yeah, for sure. But still, you got this motherfucker killing half the country, but, I mean...
Let's look it up here. I'm actually going to get on Google and look up the...
Death total. That's my... I think I saw something about 50s and I saw something about 70s. I'm going to say in between that. Shit's still going on. Is there still a tornado looking through shit?
I don't think so. The most prolific modern serial killer is arguably Dr. Harold Shipman. "218 probable murders and possibly as many as 250.
I think like the person with the most kills is probably like Vlad the Impaler or some shit.
No, this is the #1 serial killer in the world.
Well, Vlad the Impaler wasn't a serial killer though. He was just impaling motherfuckers from their ass.
Straight up the ass.
Straight up the arse.
But the most prolific modern serial killer, #1 in the world, is Dr. Harold Shipman.
Shipman?
Shipman.
Oh, seriously, why ain't that some shit?
Harold Shipman with
Wait, how's he
218
killing motherfuckers?
probable murders and as many as 250.
You hear serial killer, who's the first person that pops in your head?
Like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Either him
Richard
or like
Rodriguez.
Ted Bundy or some shit.
Yeah.
Richard Ramirez.
John Wayne Gacy.
He's the clown, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Either Jeffrey Dahmer or like fucking Ted Bundy pops up in my mind. Charles Manson ain't really a serial killer.
No.
He never killed anybody. He just made
He just
motherfuckers
had
dead.
everybody else do it. Alright, number 7. We have Jack the Ripper. We call him Jack the Ripper, but we don't
Ooh, him
actually
too.
know who he is.
Proud of him, I ain't gonna lie.
We call him Jack the Ripper, but we don't really know who the person behind one of the older and most notorious murder sprees was. The killer appeared in London's Whitechapel district in 1888 and murdered 5 women, all prostitutes, and mutilated their corpses. Okay.
He's one of the ones that pop in my head as well.
He got to call in his UAV.
He's almost an attack dog.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
He's one of the ones that pop in my head for sure.
He wasn't arrested for murder until 1991 after a would-be victim escaped and led police back to Dahmer's Milwaukee, Wisconsin home. Dahmer murdered 17 people. He served time in prison twice.
Got killed by a motherfucker just bashing his head in.
First time for molestation, the second time for murder. He was killed by a fellow inmate in 1994.
Shout out that inmate.
Yeah.
Sure, shout out that inmate, bro. Fuck Dahmer. Who the fuck is that guy?
Man almost had a tack nuke. Harold Shipman.
17?
Yeah, Harold Shipman, also known as Dr. Death, is believed to have killed at least 218 patients, although the total is quite likely closer to 250. The doctor practiced in London between 1972 and 1998, worked in 2 different offices, killing all the while. He wasn't caught until a red flag was raised by several people, including an undertaker who was surprised by the sheer number of cremation certificates Shipman was a part of. Police mishandled the investigation. Shipman kept killing until he got greedy and tried to concoct a will for a victim that named him as a beneficiary.
He definitely got a call on his nuke like a couple times.
He was finally convicted in 2000 and committed suicide in 2004.
Got off that rope or that bedsheet he hung himself with.
John Wayne Gacy. A construction worker, also known by his suburban neighbors as outgoing, John Wayne Gacy was involved in politics and even acted as a clown for birthday parties. He was no clown. Gacy came under suspicion.
He was a clown.
He was no clown.
Was a clown though. Clown ass bitch. Fuck out of here.
He came under suspicion in 1978 when a 15-year-old boy last seen with him went missing. That wasn't the only time families of missing boys had pointed the fingers at Gacy, but the first time that authorities took them seriously. Soon after, a search warrant granted police access to Gacy's home with the smell of nearly 30 bodies buried in a 4-foot crawl space under his home. He was convicted of 33 counts of murder with additional counts of rape and torture. He was executed by lethal injection in 1994.
I don't get that, bro. How motherfuckers like after kids and shit? Like, I don't know. Like being a serial killer is like fucked up. Like being a serial killer and killing kids is just like a whole nother level fucked up.
Dog, I thought it was. I'm not a bad reader. I can read really well, but now I'm reading for an audience.
Just think about it like they're not even there.
Right. That's what Austin says, because I played God of War and I done really well until the camera started going. H Holmes. Pick this up here.
I've heard some of him.
Chicago's had its share of killers, but perhaps none more haunting than H Holmes, the pharmacist who turned a hotel into a torture castle ahead of the 1893 World's Fair. Holmes moved to Chicago and started outfitting a 3-story hotel with all manners of nefarious contraptions, including gas lines, secret passages, and trap doors. Hallways to dead ends, chutes to the basement, soundproofed padding, and torture devices strewn throughout a maze. The gas allowed Holmes to knock out his guests before the worst of what
would come.
Before the worst of what was to happen came next, often his surgical tables. He then burned the bodies in the building's furnace, selling skeletons to medical schools and running life insurance scams. In all, he copped to more than 30 murders, found only after a fellow scammer turned him in for falling short on a financial agreement, before he was hanged in 1896.
Damn. All right, now let me do the paranormal shit. You get done with yours.
All right. There's this. We're at number 2. There's only one more after this. All right. Pedro Lopez.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, dog. When I read, my mouth gets like my spit builds up too quick for some reason. I don't know. I just like it in grade
My
school.
mouth gets hella dry, dog. My mouth gets hella dry. Pedro Lopez. One of the world's most prolific serial killers might still be out there. Pedro Lopez is linked to more than 300 murders in his native Colombia and in Ecuador and Peru. At least 1/3 of those murders were tribal women. After Lopez's arrest in 1980, police found the graves of more than 50 of his preteen victims. He was later convicted of murdering 110 girls in Ecuador and confessed to 240 more murders in Colombia and Peru. The monster of the Andes didn't even spend 20 years in prison. He was released in 1998 for good behavior. More than 20 years since, his whereabouts remain unknown.
Damn. Motherfucker's on a different level, dog. What the fuck?
Man, what the fuck?
Motherfucker confesses to 200 and like how many? How many did you say he did before he confessed to 240?
It's like over 300 murders.
And killed like what, 700 people?
50,
Gotta be a record.
240. Like 310 people.
You said 240, didn't you? Or you said 140?
50 as preteen victims, 110 girls, and confessed 240 more murders in Peru and Colombia.
So 240 plus, you said 50? That's 290. Plus 110 is... That's like 300. That's like 500 murders, dog. No. 240, 110 is 350. It's like 400 murders. They just let him out for good behavior. What? Stupid.
Ted Bundy.
What the hell?
Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy loved the attention of his murders garnered him.
That's got to be a record, though. Like 400 murders, that's got to be a record. Quit after 400. He got it even. He was like, nope.
And many in the United States were more than happy to give him that attention. The western U.S. was his hunting ground. With an unknown number of murders piling up, mostly college-age women, from Washington and Oregon all the way to Utah and Colorado. Bundy was once arrested in Colorado and convicted of kidnapping, but he escaped custody, moving to Florida where he killed multiple times more. Bundy's final arrest and its aftermath captured the attention of the nation and was accused, and as the accused murderer acted as his own lawyer during what is believed to have been the first televised murder trial. welcomed interviews and boasted of the fans he created. He was eventually executed in the electric chair in 1989.
400 murders gotta be like record. I read somewhere that like there's like an estimate. There's probably like 100 serial killers in the U.S. that hasn't been caught yet, which is weird. It's crazy.
They
That's never
estimate
gonna get. Okay,
that like you'll walk by a serial killer in your life 37 times.
damn, no motherfucker ever come at me like that. You better hope he kills me before he gets a chance to kidnap me. I can tell you that much. Motherfucker pulls a gun on me, dog. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't getting in no car with him. He gonna kill me anyway.
Paranormal things. Josh, I'll let you handle this one.
Alright, so this right here is it's the headline is 10 ghost stories that will haunt you for life. This was published 7 years ago.
Oh Jesus.
The first one we got is 1200 BC ghost story from Egypt. In 1915, Egyptologist Gaston Maspero published a translation of an ancient Egyptian ghost story. See what I mean? I can't read either, dog. Don't worry about it. I went to Cordia. Possibly set in Luxor, ancient Thebes, shown above. I don't think possibly set in Luxor. Okay. That was discovered on 4 pieces of pottery. In the story, a ghost of a mummified man tells the high priest of the god Mun about his current condition. I grew and I did not see the rays of the sun. I did not breathe the air, but darkness was before me every day, and no one came to find me. The ghost says. Translation, of course. The ghost seems to complain of some ancient accident that has happened to himself to his tomb, but I cannot make out of what the subject of his dissatisfaction. Maspero wrote. The ancient Egyptians believed strongly in life after death and created a series of spells called the Book of the Dead, which they believed helped them reach the afterlife. That was all. I don't know how that would haunt you for life, but that was all of the first one. This one's called the Ghost of Tupo. Tupo, maybe. It's
Topo.
T-U/Po. Tupo, or Topo, or Po, was an ancient Chinese ghost with revenge on his mind before he died. Revenge on his mind. Before he died, Tupo served as a minister to Chinese Emperor San. I don't know. I probably butchered that. It's my bad. The two had a disagreement and San, I'm just gonna say that, it's my bad, had Tupo killed in about 786 BC despite warnings that Tupo would come back and haunt him. Tupo did a lot more than haunt the emperor. 3 years later in 783 BC, Hassan was killed with an arrow fired by an apparition resembling Tupo in front of an assembly of feudal lords, wrote Chinese philosopher Mo Tzu. It's wild. Here's called Chain Man in Ancient Athens. Roman senator Pliny the Younger, who died in AD 113 AD, wrote a ghost tale so haunting that it survives to this day. There was my bad boys. There was at Athens a large and roomy house which had a bad name so that no one could live there. In the dead of the night, a noise resembling the clashing of iron was frequently heard. If you listen more attentively, like the rattling of chains. Disturbances that led to the appearance of a specter from an old man of extremely emaciated and squalid appearance with a long beard and disheveled hair, rattling the chains on his feet and hands. Needless to say, the house was abandoned and had to be rented out for a cheap price when a philosopher named Athenodorus heard the story. He reportedly rented the house and confronted the ghost. The ghost appeared and rattled around before vanishing. Athenodorus calmly marked the spot where the ghost vanished, and in the morning ordered that the spot be dug up. The ghost story goes, and then shit. This was accordingly done, and the skeleton of a man in his chains was found there. For the body having lain a considerable time in the ground was putrefied and moldered away from the chains. After being given a proper burial, the ghost departed, and the house was haunted no more. According to Pliny's tale, this one's called Boarded Up Bathhouse. Oh, my phone went fucking. My phone was fucking being stupid right there. The writer Plutarch lived from 45 AD to 120 AD. Tells a ghost story that has a much sadder ending than the one from Athens. In the city of Tirone, Greece. I probably butchered that. Like I said, I don't know about all these places. There was a boy named Damon who attracted the attention of a Roman military commander who apparently loved him. God. Apparently loved him. Historical records suggest. Damon refused the commander's advances, enraging him. Knowing that he would be killed if he did nothing, Damon got a group of friends together, ambushed the Roman commander and several other Roman soldiers, killing them. The city council of, I ain't gonna try to pronounce that, Cherone, condemned Damon and his friends to death. After that proclamation, Damon, who had not been killed, the council members killed. Damon must have had some goddamn bull. Damon and his friends then to the countryside, plundering it. Eventually, what the fuck? That's been stupid now. Damon and his friends then took to the countryside of plundering, and eventually the townspeople allowed Damon to return, but he was killed shortly afterward in a local bathhouse. And for a long while thereafter, certain phantoms appeared in the place, and groans were heard there, as our fathers tell us. The door of the vapor bath was walled up to this present time. The neighbors think it's the source of the alarming sights and sounds. Tower of London. I'm glad these ain't like real long. Britain's numerous castles are hotspots for ghost stories. The 900-year-old Tower of London is said to contain numerous ghosts, and the Queen's house is considered by Tower officials to be one of the most haunted locations. Among the ghosts in the Queen's house is that of Arabella Stuart, cousin of King James I. Arabella made the mistake of marrying against the king's wishes and was sent to the Tower as punishment. According to the ghost story, she is still serving her time. Another spooky tale, a phantom bear is said to haunt one section of the Tower of London called the Martin Tower. The guard who saw the phantom bear is said to have dropped dead from the shock. The Tower of London is served as a menagerie of part of its history and held a variety of animals, including bears. Man, these fucking names on these motherfuckers. Aoki-Gahara Woods. Aoki-Gahara Woods, located at the foot of Mount Fuji in Japan. The corpses of dozens of suicide... Oh, this is fucking Suicide Forest. The corpses of dozens of suicide victims have been found over the past 2 decades. The forest has become a popular place for troubled Japanese citizens to end their lives. There are signs in the forest urging people to not end their lives, asking them to seek help. Given the number of suicides that have occurred in the forest, ghost stories abound, including several alleged encounters with the apparitions of those who have died there, which can be seen on YouTube. Exorcism of Roland Doe. 1949, a boy from Cottage City, Maryland, who was referred to as Roland Doe, not his real name, underwent an exorcism performed by a group of Roman Catholic priests. Accounts suggest. There are conflicting reports to his Roland's alleged powers. Some stories claim that Roland had supernatural strength, could speak in ancient languages that the boy had no knowledge of, and could apparently move or levitate the mattress he was lying on. Since 1949, investigators have called into question many of these claims, proving evidence to suggest that Roland was a physiologically troubled boy who hated to attend school and that his abilities were far from supernatural. In any event, the exorcism took place. The events inspired a 1971 novel called The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, which in turn inspired the famous 1973 movie. Tsunami ghosts in Japanese cabs. After the devastating tsunami in 2011, college student Yuka Kudo traveled to Ishinomaki, town where 6,000 people died, and asked cab drivers if they had any unusual experiences after the disaster. Most ignored her, but 7 cab drivers talked of picking up ghost passengers, and their accounts were eerily similar. According to the drivers, the ghosts, who looked like normal people, would get into their cabs and give their destination only to disappear without paying the fare. Such passenger asked her driver to take her to a district that had been wiped out by the waves. He told her what it was like there. She asked, "Have I died?" When he turned around to look at her, she was gone.
That's fucked.
One called the Bell Witch of Tennessee. The story of the Bell Witch of Tennessee is one of the more famous true ghost stories in American history. The story inspired several documentaries and a major motion picture, 2005's An American Haunting. It's one of the most well-documented true ghost stories ever. The story of the Bell Witch surfaced in the early 1800s after the farmer John Bell and his family moved from North Carolina to the community of Red River, Tennessee. Later became the town of Adams. As Bell amassed more and more in the land in the area, eventually up to 328 acres, the family started to report a variety of strange encounters. These included finding an animal that appeared to be a hybrid between a dog and a rabbit.
The
A
fuck?
series of apparent hallucinations that included night terrors about rats gnawing away at the family's beds, and eventually a series of faint whispering voices that sounded almost like an old woman softly singing hymns. According to historians, family members later found a vial of unknown liquid in the house. They gave a dose of the liquid to their cat, who immediately died.
Shit.
Really, I have a problem with this. You find a thing of unknown liquid in your house. Why is the first thing pop in your head like, yeah, let's give it to the cat? According to the stories following the Battle of New Orleans, future resident Andrew Jackson came to the Bell Farm to investigate the stories of the haunting, and it was he who dubbed the entity Bell Witch. By 1820, John Bell had grown ill, more convinced than ever that the presence in his house wished him ill. It is said that after Bell's funeral, the ghost could be heard singing and laughing loudly in the graveyard after Bell's death. After Bell's death, save a few reported encounters during which the entity bid the family farewell. The presence seemingly to largely disappear from the home, so it was just there to kill the man.
Shit.
Lizzie Borden house. Oh God, everybody knows about this.
Oh, yeah. That's
Everybody knows about this one. Fall River, Massachusetts was the site of a gruesome murder on August 4th, 1892. Andrew and Abby Borden, a wealthy married couple who lived in their were killed in their home. Andrew's body was discovered by his daughter Lizzie on the couch in the family's sitting room, while his wife Abby, Lizzie's stepmother, was later found in the locked upstairs guest bedroom. Both had apparently been killed with a hatchet by blows powerful enough to cleanly split Andrew's left eyeball. Lizzie was arrested in connection with the crime, as a number of circumstantial pieces of evidence pointed to her involvement. A hatchet was found. No evidence tied it to the actual murder. No blood evidence was discovered. It is also said that Lizzie may have attempted to poison the family earlier using prussic acid he had purchased, but this as well could not be proved. After a prolonged trial, which became something of a national obsession, Lizzie was acquitted. She and her sister Emma moved to a different home in the same town of Fall River. She lived under the name Elizabeth Borden, using much of her inheritance to pay off members of Abby's family to avoid lawsuits. She died of pneumonia in 1927, though it was popularly believed to this day that Borden was the killer. Historians have presented alternate theories, including that the maid Bridget Sullivan may have been the one responsible, as she was upset about having to be asked to clean the home's windows on a hot day. Today, the Lizzie Borden home is a bed and breakfast in a museum. It's also thought to be one of the most haunted places in the United States. Visitors are reported seeing unexplained ghostly apparitions through the house.
Keep going, dog. I like this.
I was trying to read it says boring rational explanation, but it don't make no sense. It says numerous videos have captured the strange going-ons along with the audio of a mysterious voice that could be Lizzie's. Much of the supernatural activity is said to center around the room where Abby Borden was slain. The most common spirit sighting being a woman wearing 19th century clothing, can be seen wandering the halls or even making the beds. Haunting of the Stanley Hotel. Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, built in 1909 by Stanley Steamer founder Freeland O. Stanley, is arguably the most famous haunted building in America. While staff and guests at the hotel have reported strange happenings and the ghost sightings for decades, the hotel didn't become truly famous until author Stephen King lived at the hotel for a time and reportedly had his own scary ghostly experience. seeing a mysterious figure on the hotel stairs. This encounter is believed to have inspired King's The Shining. Even today, the hotel runs a film version of The Shining on a continuous loop to guest televisions. Among the reported ghost sightings, staff have reported sounds of parties going on in the main ballroom. When they investigate, the rooms are empty. Some people claim to see ghosts standing at the end of their beds in the middle of the night. Patrons claim to have seen the ghost of Freeland Stanley's wife, a piano player in life, performing on the piano in the lobby. Claims have been investigated by a variety of paranormal experts and investigators, including the teams of sci-fi television show Ghost Hunters and the Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures. Right here, this is Parma, Ohio's gas station ghost. Just curious about this one. This will be the last one I do. We can get on to the next topic. Surveillance video from a Parma, Ohio gas station shows a strange otherworldly blue fog that appears to be hovering amongst the gas pumps. Perhaps the most disturbing thing about the ghost is the way that it appears to remain dormant for a while before suddenly flying off in random directions. What could it be doing there? Most of the obvious theory is that it was some sort of chemical or residue in the air that was catching the light and appearing on video. It was a bag or something, or some other real-world material that just looks fuzzy on camera, and so forth. Seemed to be contradicted. No official explanation was ever offered for the gas station ghost. And after a few minutes of being caught on surveillance footage, it disappeared. This right here says Honest Undead Abe. I have to read this one. There are a number of strange, eerie circumstances surrounding the Lincoln assassination. In particular, the president seemed to have premonition about his own death in a dream. He told friend Ward Hill Layman, whatever, a strange dream in which he wandered unknowingly into a funeral being held in the White House's East Room. Able to make out the face of the corpse, he asked a nearby guard who has died. Who's dead in the White House? Say I. The president is his answer. Wait, who is dead in the White House? The president is his answer. He was killed by an assassin. What the fuck? A few days later, Lincoln himself was dead, fell by an assassin's bullet, my bad. The funeral was in fact held in the East Room of the White House. It said that Mary Todd Lincoln's first audible words following the assassination were amazement at how the president had foreseen what would happen. In the years after 1865, numerous witnesses, including several future presidents, have claimed to see or interact with Lincoln's ghost, who apparently has set up permanent residence in the White House. They include Eleanor Roosevelt, who kept her study in Lincoln's former bedroom. Roosevelt said that though she never actually saw Lincoln's ghost, she felt his presence many times and believed him to be occasionally in the room with her. In the Roosevelt presidency, a number of other sightings occurred. A young clerk claimed to have seen Lincoln sitting on a bed removing a pair of boots. Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands was spending the night in the White House and claimed that Lincoln woke her up by knocking at her door. First Lady Grace Goodhue, wife of Calvin Coolidge, reportedly saw Lincoln standing with his arms clasped behind his back, lost in thought and staring at the Potomac. Winston Churchill and Lyndon Johnson both joked about having had conversations with the undead Lincoln, though both also had outsized personalities and were prone to such flights of fancy. A number of other presidents, including Theodore Roosevelt, Herbert Hoover, and Harry Truman, have reported spooky or inexplicable goings on with the White House, claiming they were the work of Lincoln. It's unclear, however, whether any of the men actually saw Lincoln's spirit with their own eyes. No Lincoln's ghost sightings have been reported from the White House since the Truman administration. Hillary Clinton, however, told Rosie O'Donnell that sometimes she felt creeped out in the White House. It's neat. It could be a little creepy, that they think they're ghosts there. It's a big old house. When the lights are out, it's dark and quiet, and any movement at all catches your attention. Post Truman, there were also numerous renovations being made at the property. Perhaps Lincoln finally moved on. He has, however, also been spotted in Ford's Theater, where he was shot, and the burial ground in Illinois that House is his remains. There was one that said Winchester Mystery House, but I ain't gonna read that.
You know what? You know what I think would be a good topic?
Let's hear it.
Let's get on some. Let's get on some cryptids, dog.
Cryptids? I'm down.
What do you know about the Windigo?
I know a little bit about it.
Talk to me. What do you know about the Windigo?
I know that it's a Native American legend. And if you say no, I don't think a Skinwalker and a Wendigo is the same thing, is it?
No.
Well, I'm thinking about Skinwalker.
Rough translation. A lot of times they're
I'm thinking about Skinwalker.
A lot of times they're construed as like the same thing, but they're not. No. What do you know about a Wendigo?
I know they're fucking tall and schlanky. Ain't tall and slanky?
They are. They're supposed to be. A lot of depictions of them are like with a deer skull as a head.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking about Skinwalker. That's what I'm thinking about. Like a Windigo, I know from like Fallout and shit. I don't really look into too much cryptids if I'm being keeping a buck with you.
Bro, I'm all about fucking cryptids. Like, because that's some kind of anomaly, some kind of beast, you know. I was never big on the ghost thing, but I get on.
About sirens.
Oh god, like the Greek mythology sirens.
Like the beautiful women in the ocean who sing a song or whatever.
Yeah. What about them?
How you feel about them? What's your take on that?
I think it's just hallucinations. Like people have been out at sea for a long time. Like I'll give you a logical explanation to it. I think it's people were out at sea for a really long time. They got scurvy. They're dehydrated. And they just see these beautiful women singing to them. They just drive straight to a rock. But
I mean, most shit like that can be like debunked for sure, but then there's other shit, bro, that just cannot be debunked.
I mean, let's talk about the Windigo here. A lot of
times it's real hard to debunk Windigo.
Well, you can debunk it with like something known as Windigo psychosis. They call it's an actual like term, Windigo psychosis.
It's Windigo psychosis.
God, let's get the fucking Google pulled up here. At one point I could have told you this.
You lied, bro. I was reading that couch. You're out of breath as a motherfucker.
Okay. Windigo psychosis is considered an endemic psychiatric disorder associated with culture. It manifests through compulsive, strong attacks of cannibalistic behavior. It mainly concerns Algonquin Cree tribes of people living in northern Ojibwa area.
It's just people thinking they're like cannibal and shit.
Yeah, it's like you've gone days without food. You're hungry, shit like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna eat my homie over here.
Huh?
Like, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat my homie over here. I'm just gonna run in these woods and just eat people every time I get a chance. What do you think about the Loch Ness Monster?
I think it was a fucking dinghy that was like, or something, like a buoy or something that was turned upside down.
Because I saw like the most logical explanation I ever saw for it was like it was a dinosaur that because it was under water and under shit, it survived the asteroid, and I think that's like the most logical shit for it. Because I mean, crocodiles are like descendants of dinosaurs. I mean, the Loch Ness Monster could easily be like descent from like a fucking dinosaur.
I could see that.
I mean, you seen some shit that you ain't never seen before. You gonna give it a weird ass motherfucking name, like you in the Loch.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like that's the fucking Loch Ness Monster out there. I've never seen that before. I mean, what would you think? What would you do if you was like out by yourself, nobody else around, and you just saw a fucking T-Rex? You'd be like, ain't nobody ever gonna believe that shit, so I'm just gonna give it a fucking name.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Lizard King.
That's a fucking lizard king.
Or Tyrant Lizard.
T-Liz.
The old T-Liz up in this bitch.
There's people reported to see fucking pterodactyls still. I think we'd have definitely seen them by now if they were still around.
What do you think of Bigfoot? You think
I believe there's
Bigfoot
some truth
could be-
behind him.
You think Bigfoot could be real?
I think there's some truth behind him for sure.
Listen, I watched this movie. What's it called? It was about Bigfoot. And it was probably the best Bigfoot movie that I've ever seen.
Bro, I swear to God, I think I might have watched that one too.
Alright, what happened in the movie you're talking about?
Like they got like a camera set up and they're in their tents and some shit, and you can see like shit like running behind the tents and shit, and then like there's only like one left or some shit, and he's out and he finds like this big ass fucking like house made of sticks, not house, but you get what I'm saying. And then like it's some shock. Like, it was a good movie for sure. I forgot what it's called though.
No, the one I'm thinking of, there's like a bunch of like college kids went up to a log cabin, and they got attacked by this like Bigfoot.
Because I'm curious about what that movie is. Because it was actually a good Bigfoot movie, a little big Bigfoot movie.
I'll have to watch it. But this one actually like, I think it was called Primal Fear, is what it was called. The one I'm thinking of, something like that. And like, they get hunted by this fucking thing, and like it like goes out of its fucking way.
It's called Exists, ain't it? Because it says 5 friends travel to a remote cabin in the woods and plan to record their entire weekend.
Yeah, that's it. It was a bomb ass movie. Best Bigfoot movie I've watched. I thought it was like Primal Fear or some shit.
It says they plan to record their entire weekend. Their party plans are quickly ruined when they realize that the property is in the middle of Bigfoot's territory.
He was wild.
What the fuck is that movie called?
Listen, I watched this old documentary called The Legend of Boggy Creek, and it gave me nightmares as a kid. Like, yeah, I fucking shoo.
Or is the one you're thinking of called Primal Rage?
Something like that. No, I think the one that I watched though, it's just called Exist. But it was a killer.
The one I'm thinking of, I think, is called Willow Creek.
Like, I watched this documentary about Bigfoot called The Legend of Boggy Creek, and it's I think
Willow Creek is a 2013 independent found footage horror film written and directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. Stars Lexi Gilmore and Bryce Johnson as a couple who go into the woods of Willow Creek, California, looking for material in the documentary Bigfoot lore.
But yeah,
there's a couple fucking friends or some shit. Might be Willow Creek. But anyway, it was like the best Bigfoot movie I've ever seen.
But there's like this old documentary. It's like The Legend of Boggy Creek, and I used to have nightmares over this movie.
Was it Bigfoot?
Yeah, like I used to have
like
nightmares.
Most people like scared of Bigfoot, but listen,
my...
like I'm not scared of like the idea of Bigfoot, but like if I was ever out in the woods and like trees started fucking tumbling around me, dog, I'd be a little spooked. I'd be screaming like a bitch.
I'm getting gone.
You know shit. You know the fucking scenes in Scooby Doo where like some shit happens and they're running but they ain't moving nowhere. They're just like,
yeah.
That's what it'd be.
I'm out, dog.
I ain't gonna try to play hard,
around and talking this fucking thing.
I ain't gonna try to play hard, dog. I'm in the fucking woods by my motherfucking self and trees start tumbling around me and I know for a fact there ain't no motherfucking logging going on. I'm gone. I'm done.
I'm
I'm done.
But yeah, man, do you remember like the movie The Village?
So
Village. It's like where they like if they went out into the woods, they'd have to wear like the yellow, the safe color they called it.
maybe.
Like, watch that movie. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Watch that fucking movie. There's one part in that whole
Shyamalan. I'm not Shyamalan.
There's a one part of that movie that like makes me jump every time I fucking watch it. And it runs underneath this watchtower, the monster the movie does, and he goes, when it does, and it scares me every fucking time. It's like they timed it so perfect. It's weird, man. Like, you just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it.
But I do believe that's all the time we got for today. If y'all like to, make sure to like, subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate you. Make sure to click on OTDL. Check out all of our channels. They're all right there. Subscribe to everybody but Cody Singleton. Subscribe to everybody but Mutt, I should say. Anything else you want to say?
Thank you guys for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed what you got to hear. Tune in next time. Pretty sure this is the most organized podcast that we've had.
For sure.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. You can find our links in the channel, OTDL channel, if I could speak right. Yeah.
You don't worry about it.
I'm the Dead Caveman. Thank you guys
Better
for
than
watching.
30.
And as always, stay frosty.